Radio, we about to build. On Point Radio, we about to build.
Listen to On Point Radio Show every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. with co-hosts Curtis Sherrod, Will Jameer, Raybblin Vargas, and me, Yas Hurston, as we empower and educate you, the listening audience, on current events, lifestyle matters, and political community issues with a twist of humor, intellect, and tough love.
So people, check us out at www.floempireradio.com. You can download the app or you can go right to the website and be sure to click on our radio show, On Point.
Love to hear from our people. Call us with your questions, comments, share your thoughts. Call 929-227-4646. That is 929-227-4646.
Hey, not the mood that I wanted to start off with.
With a bang at.
She wanted fire. Fire. I want to make fire.
That's that I'm going to prison music.
Right, see y'all later.
That's late music.
It was so nice to see y'all. It's so nice we had this time. All right, good morning, everybody. This is Yas Hurston. You're listening to On Point Experience. Good morning, party people.
Yes.
Good morning.
If you're just just tuning, you're just feeling us, On Point Experience is a show that we allow folks like you, professionals, let me just say it again, professionals and experts to come on the show, educate and empower our listening audience on what is happening of today. You know, there's lifestyle issues, current issues, sports, financial, relationships, all empowerment, all with a humor and with a little twist. So who's in the house? Will Jameer.
Will Jameer Townsend in your place.
JB.
What's going on? Jeff Broome in the building. I'm feeling good this morning.
Ray.
Buenos
Ray
días,
Vargas.
familia.
Cordy Ho's in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Cordy Ho.
So,
how you feeling today, Queen?
I'm feeling fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What, a lot of goodies I see.
I did. What?
I love this.
You do, right?
Yeah.
Bearing
Got
gifts.
swag.
Yeah.
It's about branding the name. You know what I mean? It's about branding the name. So, here's a couple of things, and hopefully I won't have a lot more of these. We have the new business card, which has our logo on it.
Wow.
Boom.
Pretty.
Thank you. It has my name on the back.
Yeah, yes.
And it ain't it's our number.
Right.
You know, I feel like, I was at a couple events and people want your number, and you start getting people calling you, and you don't want them to call you. So you get another number. And then I got pens.
Yes.
Wow.
So these are for the guests.
Writing
that come
utensils.
in. Thank you.
I want
And
one.
You can have one. I know you have an whole thing with pens, right?
Yes, I have the thing with pens.
And what thing do you have with
I
pens?
collect.
Explain.
I have.
What's that about?
I collect a lot of pens. I have over 1,000 pens in my house.
Really?
Of
Wow.
all different types. I like flow, ink, gel. I like weight. I really am a pen aficionado.
So are you like? You asked me when I told everybody about the pens, was it gel? Are you lacking in gel pens? Do you need more shoes?
Are you need more gel pens?
We're going to have a pen drive for Ray. Gel pens only.
No, I just like them best because the colors are really rich when you write with them.
Did you write with that yet?
No, not yet. I'm about to test it. Oh, I like it.
Oh, there's ink.
Yes,
Okay.
it
I
is.
love it.
So, okay, so let's talk about what happened, everybody, over the past
You didn't
week.
talk
What
about
had
this.
happened?
What had happened?
Oh, that's a mic flag.
This is sexy.
And you will see that flag when we come to your event.
Yeah.
It's our flag.
It, we will come to your event and we will be interviewing you. We'll be at events. We'll be rocking out and we'll be posting it. But you'll see us when you see a mic and you see one of us with this on the mic.
I want my OnPoint bandana. That's the flag I want to wear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Around your forehead.
Bandana. Okay, there's a lot of things going on.
A
with
new
that.
gang.
You like the
Here it
game? You like the game?
Okay.
Okay.
Just
No,
give me the side
bandanas,
eye.
right?
She gave me the side. Like, what you talking about, Ray?
No comments. So, what had happened last week, everybody? Want to start with you?
It's always me. He's always me.
Doesn't
first.
have to be you. We can start with Ray. We can start with JB.
This is good. This is good.
Okay.
Just wanted to talk about something that hit me. I was.
Oh, big shout out to Curtis.
Oh yeah, big bro Curtis.
Where you at?
Curtis Rod in the
That's
building.
true. Where are you at? But big shout out to Curtis.
Can't forget him.
Him doing things. Everybody's busy, you know. So
Love
big
it.
shout out. Big shout out
That's
to
a
him.
good thing when
Rock
everybody's
out.
busy.
It is because
Make it
then you
happen.
know
He's
you.
building the new movement.
He's building a new movement. We need a lot
Kurt.
more of that.
Yeah.
That's
like
it,
that.
man. We need that.
More movement.
Okay, go
Kurt
ahead.
at the
I'm
head
sorry.
of
It's all right. It's all good. You know, y'all do what y'all do. Pretty much, I was looking in the news. It was AIDS, HIV, two different things. We understand that, but one of the things I was reading an article a couple weeks ago. Well, no, last week, and it was talking about how the Northeast region, the numbers have went up in HIV, not AIDS, full blown AIDS, but HIV. So that had me thinking about certain things, and I went into more research. And New York City is in the top 3. Miami, Florida is 1, of course, and then I think Mississippi was number 2. What was really startling to me was it's huge in Manhattan. Huge in Manhattan. So, yeah, from the CDC. Yeah, just want to let you guys know. Wrap it up.
I think we talked about this before, too.
Yeah, we did.
I think that was Jeff's when it happened like 2 weeks ago.
Exactly.
That might have been the
Well, that probably was I was a head or something.
You know,
that might have been the week you had that sweater on. It was blocking.
I think so. It was that week.
Was it really that week?
yes, it was.
Well, anyway, it doesn't matter.
Like, it was a remix? Like,
But the point is,
wrap it up.
it's it. Be
Wrap it
careful
up.
out there. You know what I
It
mean?
was that week.
It was that
y'all
week.
didn't want to put you on
It was
blast,
a-
but
it
I
was
don't
a
want people to
sweat.
think
You
this is not a repeat, everybody. This is a new show.
She's like, I don't want to put you on blast, but
No, but the point is, since I did it and Will did it, it's gone
Must
up
be
even
important.
more. So
Must
we
be
wanna-
important.
yes,
And it's consistent.
It is.
Because you said the same thing.
It's tragic though. I mean,
I think I looked at. You know what? Just leave it alone.
yeah. So Ray, what
Just wrap
happened?
it up, please.
Well, I want to talk about 2 things.
2 things.
One, I am so proud that I participated in the Women's March last Saturday.
Big ups to you.
I was looking for you, but there was like millions of people. I didn't see you.
It was.
If you would have went to inauguration, we would have saw you.
Yeah, exactly.
Good point.
That's true.
It was like 5 people there.
This Ray.
Yeah, the videos of all the empty stands, like down the like compared to the following day, it was such an incredible experience because it was the first time I've gone to many marches in DC, but this one was really one where every type of group was really getting along. Usually when you go to these big marches, like there's always like the Leninists versus like every type of group have their internal wars and they do competing marches, but everybody was in solidarity at every single level. And on the bus ride home, like just getting the news feed about every other city, we're sending in the pictures from the Antarctica, from Tokyo, from the Philippines, from like little tiny countries, from extremely conservative little tiny towns in Texas.
Yeah.
They were doing marches all over the world.
Yes.
Over 75 countries participated. Over 600 cities participated in this march, in this one day of action. And so my second point about what had happened.
That was huge.
Yeah, that is huge.
Congratulations.
Thank
on
you.
that.
No,
That
thank
was
you. Congratulate all of us.
Yes, women power.
Absolutely.
Everybody that tweeted, that shared, that commented, that helped promote this
And
march.
supported it,
And
yeah.
supported it. Congratulations to all of us.
Absolutely.
But as a result of the march, the White House, Trump, I'm not going to call him
45.
45, yeah, because he's a 4.5 on his scale. Anyway, he deleted the comment line in the White House. Like you can no longer call the White House and leave your comments, or like that was public comment. That's something that's been a tradition since the phone was invented, and they put a phone in the White House, and he now eliminated it. So you can no longer call the White House and make your comments. So Bernie Sanders people, they responded. So they created a website called whitehouseinc.org where you put your name and your phone and your email and your zip code, and they will process you to any of Trump's properties and make your comments to the president to any of his properties. So
They're going hard.
yes. So now if you want to call the president and you will have a comment about the fact that he cut Obamacare, that now your new FHA mortgage rates have gone up right away in January, the fact that you cannot talk to the president, just go to whitehouseinc.org and make your comment to the president, and keep trying, because the property managers have been getting so many phone calls that they're not taking phone calls, but keep doing it until the White House comment line is up.
Okay, shout out to Facebook Live, everybody, and if you tune in to FLOEmpireradio.com, you can see us live. So JB, what's good? What happened this week for you?
Listen,
you had a lot of things happen.
Yeah,
a lot, right? In reference to the march, right? Kudos to that. The Trump is in trouble because women have mobilized, and women, they get things done.
Yes,
they do. They multitask. They have kids on one arm, breastfeeding on the other, cooking dinner.
Wow.
paying
no better
bills.
soldier.
I'm trying to tell you, they get it done. Guys, we don't multitask very well, but. This is a little controversial statement I'm going to make. Yeah, it is. And it's good, though. You have a little controversy, right? I honestly do, to a certain extent, and you can hit me, you got to respect Donald Trump. This dude is a flat-out gangster.
Someone said he's a true patriot.
He's and to the fact that you might not appreciate what he's doing in any way, shape, or form. He said what he was going to do in his first 100 days. He signed 7 executive orders. He's working on whatever, to defund Obamacare, right? Mm-hmm. He did this thing with the immigrants coming into the country from Syria, and he banned them. He said he's going to have Mexico pay for the wall. He's going after it. He's doing it, right?
I'm going to leave and get my oatmeal.
Finish.
But you have to respect.
Okay.
For someone who says not what he does, but if he said he's going to do something, you got to respect the fact he says, I'm not showing y'all my taxes. I'm still here. I got my hotel. I'm not really divesting from my businesses, and I'm going to run the country, and y'all going to deal with this in some way, shape, or form.
build that wall.
And I'm going to build that wall. So to the fact that, if you're in the street or whatever it might be in a company, when somebody says, this is what I'm going to do, and they go out and they do it above what anybody else says, the bottom line is, the man ran on a platform. He got elected on a platform, and he is initiating his platform. I don't agree with what he's saying.
Right,
and that's not the point I'm trying to make.
Right. So calm down, Ray. Calm
down.
No. Wait.
But the fact of the matter is, he got in office in his first week, 7 executive orders on how he's going to move.
Okay.
And you know what?
So you gave me permission to go hard on you.
Well,
right?
let's go.
Okay. So because you said it. Okay.
Sure.
So all the people like Zoe Saldana says, oh, he's our president now, I gotta respect him.
Right.
I respond and I start trolling them and I said, stop being such a self-hating, slave-minded, third-world colonized person mentality. Ooh. You do not have to accept oppressive. He's the bully in the schoolyard that makes everybody's lives terrible, that eventually creates the people that end up killing students because they were beat up by these type of bullies. And this type of behavior is dangerous, it's reckless, it has endangered us in the real world with our trade relations, our diplomatic policies. He has endangered the people who are working outside of the United States representing us, the embassy leaders, the people who are out there because they hate Trump and they're going to take it out on other Americans that are living in other countries. So he's a bully on the block. You should never. And what we do with bullies is that we don't respect them. We chump them down. We calm them down. We discredit them. There's nothing to respect a man that has won a campaign because of racism, misogyny, homophobia, Islamophobia, etc., etc. He's disgusting. He's Ray.
And he won because of lack of votes on our part.
Exactly.
Too.
Well, exactly. He only won because of that.
I think we're looking at the action and not the character. Right. So there's a lot of people who we don't feel are great. And I don't, Hitler, Mussolini. I mean,
exactly.
So there's a lot of people, but their strategy of their way that they speak, the way that their strategy is, the way that they have functioned, they show themselves as a leader in their own right.
Well, would you raise your sons that way? Would you?
No, this is not about how I would raise my kids or what I think about this person. But to Jeff's point, he's been impactful in everything he said. He's been deliberate in his message throughout his campaign. He's been consistent, but it's just it's unfortunate he's using his powers for bad, not for good.
Yeah, exactly.
And to her point, just to piggyback, right? So you look at either the leaders that have done good and bad, even like from a Hitler perspective, right? There's books that have been written that Hitler, I certainly don't agree with what he did, and I'm not condoning that. Mm-hmm. But for someone with black hair, right, to talk about that the race that we're talking about, right? I guess the natural race or whatever it was, the Aryan race, right, with blonde hair and blue eyes, right? And he doesn't look like that. But to mobilize millions of people in your movement in some way, shape, or form, in your thought process, that's leadership. So you might not respect it, but if you live in the inner city and someone says, I'm about to take over this block, and they go out and they take over the block, you got to respect that. So I'm not respecting. I don't want to see your cheeks start bubbling and whatnot. Ray was about to.
Ray, don't quit the show. We they're not for us. We're not down with it.
I mean,
Trump. This show's for Trump. We're not for Trump. No.
I mean, Hitler and has been diagnosed with paranoia.
Okay.
Fantasies,
Speaking of paranoia and schizophrenia.
Okay.
Let's speak on what had happened for me.
Oh, wow. Oh, what a good segue.
Thank you. And you didn't even
Did
know.
you help out with that? Y'all playing that?
We planned that.
leader.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, so mental health to me is so important these days. And I think that in looking at the news and a personal experience that I witnessed this week, mental health is so critical. So I'm not going to say names, but the other day, there was a whole bunch of people outside outside of my building, and they were gathering because there was a woman who kept intruding in our building, and they kept trying. She kept trying to go. These days FedEx and UPS, they don't call you anymore to get your package. They just place it in front of the mailbox, right?
Ouch.
Don't know why, and we'll get to that. But she would go into the building and she constantly tried to take the packages. So I didn't know who it was. A couple of us didn't know from the neighborhood who it was, but we just heard it was this lady. So all the new people was like, "Oh, this is horrible. Call the police. You can't take it. Get the torches. So that's New Harlem. So
Gentrification.
right. So we came outside. We was like, "Oh, what's going on? What's going on?" So then I looked, and it was Jane. And it's like, that's Jane. She ain't going to do nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes you need that person from the neighborhood to say, "Oh, she ain't going to do nothing. She's just crazy." So they was like, "What's wrong?" I said, "She's on crack." I said, "She got to be on crack." So all of a sudden, Miss Jones, and you know what crack, symptoms look like, right? They just, right. Thank you, Will, for that, right? So, and us growing up in the 80s, primarily in Harlem, we knew it had to be crack the way she was acting.
Right.
So then everybody was saying, wow, we probably need to think about how we can get her some support. So all of a sudden, all the way down the block, Miss Billy, you got a Miss Billy on your block back in the day. Miss Billy said, "No, that ain't from crack. That's from a broken heart." And we all stopped. We was like, "What? What are you talking about, a broken heart? What is that?"
Wow.
So then apparently, now this is when it gets juicy. So now we're like, so we all walk over to Miss Billy. This is a true story. Everybody had to be to work and everything. We walk over to Miss Billy. We're like, "What happened?" So apparently she fell in love with a pastor, well-known pastor in a church in our community. Not there no more. So already don't go look at your pastor like, "Was that you?" He's not there no more. He's not there no more. But she fell in love with him, and I think they had something going on. And then some other chick came and blew her out. And she was slim. She was smart. She was articulate. She had a great job. And I see her now. She's 100 pounds overweight. She just and I started to listen to her because I went over to her because she was in the neighborhood. And she kept reliving. She's talking, but she's reliving back then. She's reliving when she found out why he don't like her no more, why he don't love her no more. And she's reliving that every day. And she's like, the lady, Miss Billy, was like, "That's a broken heart." So my thing with mental health, I know when it's called, that show Snap?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know there's a thin line when you know that you're going to go all the way in.
Right.
Because when you go all the way in, you lose yourself, right? And I know that you go all the way in, and so I guess you have to risk losing it, right?
I'm sure you talking to
everybody's laughing, right? But that's real. So I want to give her a shout out for going all the way in. But forget that. I think you got to keep a guard on.
Yeah, exactly.
When you don't keep your guard on, you can snap and be like, what I call her? Jane, right?
Yeah.
So I think mental health is a major issue. But to me, I guess I want to put out to everybody is you have to understand, because apparently something was wrong with her for some time to trigger this issue as a mental health issue. But I can't think that love or being hurt or being a lot of us had broken hearts. But damn, she's messed up. And I saw her, I was like, yeah.
So I got a question.
It's still my what had happened.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
I mean, she brought it up, right? Go ahead, dive in,
What's
man.
your thoughts on it, though? Go ahead.
I
Ask
haven't
your
thought about
question.
it.
Yeah, you go
Well,
first.
my family has a lot of
Okay.
pastors and like, the women, the women around them. They really invest. It's sort of like women who date basketball players. Like it's
Don't do that either.
but no.
Jesus, don't do that either.
No, I'm not. But in my family, a lot of the women, they really feel invested that they got their pastor and that's it. Their life is set. I mean, they're getting the pastor. And then when they betray them, one, because of the moral codes supposedly of that, it's just a total rejection. Like it's like not only are you losing the man,
a divine rejection.
it's a divine rejection.
Wow.
So yeah, and so that's probably what happened because that has happened to 2 of my cousins. And they have, and it's one of the things that I have to, like say, like, look, there's life beyond being in the church. Like this man was obviously just a
man.
pastor, poverty pimping, because he really was just about getting the women and getting the money.
That means you should get the usher. And
Right. so it's like
Or
safe with the
deacon chair.
so
deacon
yeah,
chair.
exactly. So for my talking to my 2 cousins, like that's what I've experienced is that it's both a moral rejection and then also like the woman rejection.
And I think personally, I think that women just drawn to power or what they think is power.
Hells
Right.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You can find that in any circle on the stage singing.
Right,
Absolutely.
exactly.
At the pulpit.
I know, like you, Will. How many groupies did you get when you were like
I
singing?
have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
Here we go again.
I did not bring it up.
You were
Okay.
so cute.
So-
Hey, just keep it focused.
Focus.
What you done?
Okay. That spin. I gotta get that. I was
Wow.
practicing last night.
Oh my god.
So here's the idea. Right? You talked about snapped and you talk about love, right? So question: have any of you guys been in love and either snapped or had somebody snap on you? That's a good question, right?
That's
so
a
you've been in a
great
relationship,
question.
it's over or whatever, and maybe it's not over,
Right.
and they just lose it and go out of character. So I'm just curious: have you guys ever snapped?
Have you ever been out of character? Anybody has
Oh.
taken you out of character?
Of course, many times, but not in a relationship. It's interestingly enough. I mean, I'm a complicated person, so you need to be a complicated guy to get with me.
There's a song. Alicia Keys.
Here's where the mental health comes into
What's the
play.
Alicia Keys song?
So-
what's that song? I'm screwed up.
So
you
no,
screwed up,
that has
something
not
like that.
happened to me.
When a
But
person's too complicated, mental health.
but
might be-
bosses have taken me out of character. Yes,
that?
bosses.
Oh,
Oh.
People I worked with. Yeah.
I
Yeah, I have. I remember one time, but I think I caught on to it because I remember one time I was younger. This guy had me twisted, and I was just like,
Ooh, key sweat.
woo. And then like he all of a sudden said, but I think I did something. I think I messed it up,
Right.
and I got busted. And so
Oh.
you can't be
Footnote.
like busted and then be like mad, right?
Right.
So but I
Wrong
was
is
like,
strong,
but
huh?
I really liked him, you know. I was like, but no, I didn't really mean that. I really like you for real. I didn't like them, but I really like
Like
you.
right.
So I remember I was getting out of character. I was like, well, I got to stop this because this is not me. But yeah, I've had like 3 guys snap, and it was really scary. And like one guy would show up, be like, "Hi," and I'd be like, "Oh shoot, where did you come from?"
From up the wall.
Don't date former cops. Don't date
Oh.
people in the military.
Oh my God, you can't
Don't.
throw that out there.
I'm sorry.
Don't
y'all.
date anybody that handles guns for
Anybody
profession.
that understands strategy and sabotage and,
Right, and
and
men-
military
torture
stuff,
tactics.
torture
Them
tactics.
24
Well,
guys,
torture tactics.
CSI dudes.
Torture tactics are okay, right? But
Okay.
no, I think the whole point is like who can come out a camouflage and come out of nowhere. Don't rock with people like that. I'd be coming outside like do one day, and the brother be like, "Hey, you didn't call me last night." I was like, "Oh, word,"
And I saw you.
and then disappear. I'm like, "Oh shoot."
And
This
here's
is
who
some
you
crazy
called,
stuff. It's not good. It's not a good feeling, y'all. It's not a
Nah,
good feeling. You're
nah.
looking over your back, a long time because you don't know. And now that Facebook is back, yo, they can do that to you on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yo, I
In and
saw
out.
you was on
Facebook
116th Street.
stalkers.
You be like, wow, really? Okay, I got to call her. Please don't call in about stalkers. Good morning. OnPoint Experience caller. How are you?
Hey, how y'all doing? This is Curtis Sherrod. How you feel today?
What up, big bro?
Sherrod.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Show sounding real interesting. Don't date former police officers.
Wait. I know. I shouldn't say that because I have like a lot of friends like Rad looking at me like I'm turning this off. Yeah, it's really
That was okay, but listen, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go for it.
Look, party's over. It's been a long vacation, and now your fans are waiting to see you again. And you guys all know how you look in rehearsals is how you come across on the stage. So let's do it one more time from the top, and let's get busy. Did y'all see that New Edition special?
I did not see it. I did not see it. Yo,
Curtis,
wait.
like,
Let's be real. No, wait. I did not see it. I saved it. How was it? Did you see it?
Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
that
was
was like the best joint.
Yeah, so 1
Yep.
and 2. I didn't see 3.
Really?
TV
Yo, Kurt, you
all
saw the
year so
Shaq?
far.
Can I play a little something real quick for you, Kurt?
Please do.
Digital, am I up?
Did we hear it? I got you.
You got?
Nope.
No, we
I
don't
was
hear
joking.
it. No, it's all in the dream. It's all a dream. Go ahead, Kurt.
That was
what
the
you
latest
said.
New Edition hit right there.
Cool. Right, it's the latest one.
Silence.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
What
But
did you think
it
about
wasn't
it?
even a Lifetime movie. It was done better than a Lifetime.
Yeah, it was a
I
great-
think because
yeah,
the
it was
executive
great.
producers were the actual members. The music producers were like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Yeah.
It was done, and then I found out so many things about New Edition that I never knew. Like,
Yeah.
I never knew Maurice Starr offered Homeboy his own deal at first.
Yeah.
Ralph had his
right.
own
Ralph had
deal.
his
They was
own
like,
deal.
yo, skip them. It's you.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, man, in my hood, you can't play people like that. You either
Yeah.
want me and the whole group, or you get,
get
nobody.
nothing.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Young.
yo.
That was huge.
Young, he was a G. I was like, wow.
I didn't even
Or
know about
what
Mike
hurt
Bivens.
me was when they was talking about they was talking about Stevie Ladder Show and
Ladder
Johnny
Show.
Gill.
Right.
And he was like, yo, why did y'all break up? He was like, yeah, it was like a dark skin thing. I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's
They was
crazy.
together. Johnny Gill.
Yeah.
And
Really?
Stacey Lattisaw, yeah. Well,
Really,
they
Stacey
were saying-
Lattisaw and
Yeah.
Johnny Gill was
That's
together.
what they were saying. They made an album together. Wasn't it an album
That
Kirk
don't
they
mean
made
nothing.
together?
Just because they made an album, that don't mean
No,
nothing.
no.
They were
I'm saying that
dating.
was a-
They were even dating. They was like,
Right.
yo, the mom,
That
you
was
know,
the
she
rumors
was
back
tripping.
then.
I was like, wow. And the
But-
thing that really caught me
I thought Johnny Gill was "How you doing?" Well, I mean, like really.
when they was talking to Johnny Gill.
We had a flashback.
And Johnny Gill goes, yeah, Ralph, man to man, I want to talk to you real talk. He was like, how'd you get down with New Edition? Ralph was asking him this.
Right.
He goes, you here to replace Bobby, right? He was like, nah, man. They brought me in to replace you.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a power move by Mike Bivens, man. That was good.
I gotta see that movie.
3-night like unsung, but
Yeah.
it was good though.
It was a great.
That's what it was.
All right, Cordy Ho, you got something for Curtis?
I got something Kurt's gonna love. Hold on a
Okay.
second.
Yeah, y'all put your hands up like that New Edition move they did.
See that right, Kurt? You see that
They
right?
was getting it in, right?
Yeah, man. That was On Point. You guys are On Point. Y'all have a great On Point show, okay?
Thanks, brother. Enjoy your weekend, man.
Asante.
And so we'll be right. And we'll also be right
Peace,
back.
peace.
We'll also be right back. Keep us going, Cordy Ho. We'll be back right back with our host.
Don't love her. I try to tell myself, but you can see it in my eyes. So don't deny, I can't fool no one else. The truth is in the tears I cry. 'Cause if it isn't love, why do I feel this way? Why does she stay on my mind? And if it isn't love, why does it hurt so bad? Make me feel so sad inside. If it isn't love, I told her I'd never fall in love, but now I know better. How does it feel? I can't describe this feeling that came when I saw her last night. Oh, she got to me. I'll let you know the reason. I saw her with another guy. So if it isn't love, why do I feel this way? Why does she stay on my mind? And if it isn't love, why does
Well, welcome back. So we're now going to our segment where we interview our first guest for the morning, Miss Linnette Harrigan.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Yes.
Welcome to
you.
OnPoint Experience.
Thank you.
I'm just give you a background about who Miss Harrigan is. Linnette Harrigan is the founder and president of Linnette Harrigan Media Production Company. It's a creative agency which works with brand, visual media productions, TV, film, video games, etc. And she's one of the few women of color to be in that position. So so part of the work that she does music licensing and supervision, music consulting and strategies, networking and marketing. So if you're in the music, television, visual or video game world and you need your 4Ps covered, protection, placement, promotions, and getting paid.
Getting paid, I like. That's what I'm
You
talking
gotta go
about.
to LinnetteHarriganMedia.com. So welcome, Linnette.
Yes. Welcome.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you. Thank you.
So tell us. I mean, you said I was reading your bio. And you said you started in 2009.
Well, yeah.
What led you to start your own company?
Okay.
To do the work that you obviously have a passion for?
I started on the licensing end in 2009, but I've actually been in the industry since the 1990s. I started out with Sony Music. I worked for Michael Jackson's label, and I helped to promote his nephews, actually. That was back in 1994.
Is that 3T?
Yes, 3T, and I was helping to promote his nephews. I worked with Mariah Carey as well. She had a Christmas album at the time, Brownstone, which was Michael Jackson's first artist that he was representing. So I was doing all of that, and that's how I kind of like started to learn the industry on the business end. But I was also a singer myself, so I was trying to break in. I was trying to break in the industry as well on that side. But what I learned through my work in the with labels, because I did a lot of labels after that, was that my interest was more in the business side and not as much on as far as being on stage. I mean, even though I love both, I just found like I was really, really good on the business
On the
side.
back end, the money
Yes,
making,
the
getting
money
paid.
side, yes,
The money
yes,
side, the ones that
yes.
you manage the contracts, control the contracts.
Yes. That was very important to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you have? Are you from New York City?
I'm from New York City. I grew up in the Bronx.
Woo!
Oh,
That's in
yeah.
the house. Yes.
There we go.
Grew up in the Bronx.
Because that's really interesting. So how did you go from the Bronx to working with Michael Jackson?
Well, because
What journey was that?
wow. Well, it's my talent. I guess it brought
Oh.
me to different people.
Okay.
When I went to school, what I studied, and the people that one thing led to another. I just met studios and musicians in the studio. I started out actually my first one of my first gigs was actually a demo singer from Mary J. Blige, and that was long before she became famous.
Right.
So that was one of the things that kind of led me to meet producers. We started talking, and then one thing led to another, and That's pretty much how the story went.
Having your own, sorry, Jeff, having your own media production company. I know we had to have some challenges, and being a woman of color.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what are those? Share with us those challenges, because I know myself being in the music business at one time years ago.
Yeah.
I understand the challenges just being an artist.
Right.
You know, trying to have some real good content.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Instead of what was out at the time.
Yeah.
So being behind the scenes
Yeah.
had to be challenging for you because,
was.
like you said too, it's a white male dominant
Definitely.
area.
It
So
still
tell us
is.
about that.
It
Yeah, it's still running
It
things.
still
Right,
is.
right.
But being a I guess you know,
And you
it kind
are
of,
the only woman of color.
I wouldn't say only, but
The first.
few, very few,
First.
Pioneering.
very
Yes,
few,
yes,
very
yes.
few, yeah.
Pioneering.
But
Look
because of
into
the
that.
fact that I think again, working for Michael Jackson's label, things like that kind of opened the door for where I am now. And I was able to learn certain things that other people, you know, that kept very private and kept it secret. And I was able to learn a lot and move forward very quickly. And also with the shift of the industry, because we don't have a record industry anymore.
Right.
I was right in the middle of that. So I was actually ahead of it. So I was able to take what I learned and bring that right in and do what I needed to do.
Now you're in the MP3 industry.
yeah, right.
Yes.
So my question is, good segue into, so where is the money at, right? Obviously, it's not in record sales per se. So it's a couple of things, because you talked about licensing,
Definitely,
right? Which a lot of people don't necessarily understand. I would love for you to explain what licensing is.
Right.
And you heard us talk about the new edition. Right? And there were two instances where they had to fire their managers, where they were working real hard, not making any
paid.
money, not getting paid.
Right.
So maybe you can talk to where's the money at, and as an artist, because we have a lot of people listening, what should I look out for to protect myself so that those things don't happen to me?
Okay, well.
That's a loaded question.
She's going to be here for like 16 hours.
That's a long story. But I think as far as licensing, to explain that, to clarify, licensing, okay, if I have my music in a film or a television show, which a lot of artists do, because I represent artists. I have maybe a catalog of now about 7,000 songs.
Really?
So yes, and those all come from artists that I represent. Maybe about 500. And if they come to me, I've met them through many different ways, and they come to me with original music that they own. They own the master, they own the publishing, and they want to have, they know for a fact that licensing is a part of a good part of their income, because when you license your song, you're lending it legally to for use in a television show, in a film, and they pay them. It could be 5,000, could be 10,000, and they're getting royalties on top of that. So the license gives permission,
correct,
for the show to use that song, to get the rights to use the song for a period of time, and the artist gets paid all through for every use that on the show.
So for you guys that didn't know what licensing is, that's a great explanation of what that is.
Well, one other way people can get paid off the work is getting placed in movie shows, in video games. I mean, I'm actually
video games,
that's a can you talk
I do a lot of that too. Yeah,
that's where the big money is, though, right?
Sometimes, not all the time.
Not all the games make it.
Yeah, I mean, well, some of them too. Some of them are, they're getting the pretty good money, but they're not willing necessarily to pay for all of it. If you're a major artist,
right?
You're a major artist. You're gonna get. I mean, some of them can get like maybe $1 million for their song, maybe even more sometimes. It just depends. But a mid-size, maybe an unknown artist could get something between like maybe 15,000, something like that, depending on what the size of the game is, the how well known the video game company is, things like that.
So to answer, just finish the other question and stuff like that, 'cause I'm very curious. So if the money is maybe it is in downloads, maybe it's not in downloads, as an artist, do you need to become successful and start your own brand where you're selling other items to make your money because the record sales are not there? What's the path to be? So, okay.
It really depends on the artist. That's why when I train, I kind of coach them as well.
Okay, excellent.
And it really depends on you, your personality. I know I have one artist. He's a white artist who lives on the West Coast.
travels. And he does his own. He sets up his own tours. He has a bus that he bought with his name and his image on it. And he travels. He has his own fan base, and he does all. He sells out the back of his car. I mean,
Promotes
basically,
himself and everything.
yes. It really depends on the person. What your personality is, what you're willing to do, and your business. Your business style. Really,
Gotcha.
that determines that.
Right.
Yeah.
In the direction. So
Yeah.
if that money, so as an artist, to make the kind of money that we hear, and again, maybe you're talking about Drake and Nicki and stuff like that, it's
Yeah.
appearances and things like that.
Yeah.
But is it not necessarily on the music that they've actually producing? Because obviously downloads you're getting, I guess 99 cents or whatever the case is.
Right.
So am I making money off my music or am I making money off my performance?
But see, when you're talking about major people like Drake and Nicki, they're not necessarily making money on sales either.
Right.
That's what I'm
They're
saying,
doing
right.
endorsements. They're
Right.
doing all types of things. They're doing
Right.
films. They're
Hustling.
So yeah, all types of things. So
Interesting.
yeah, and the same thing with Jay-Z and Beyonce. They're not necessarily making money on sales either.
Wow.
That's why I think, if I'm not mistaken, you have to hit that road. You got to constantly
Yeah.
be out there performing and getting the money and endorsements. And
Tours.
yeah,
Tours.
tours.
Yeah.
It's
Big
like
time.
where the
Yeah.
money comes in at. It's a struggle though, because you're never home. You're constantly out, and then that just causes a whole bunch of other issues, for yourself.
Yes.
But I wanted to ask you, for someone that's trying to get into the business, what will be the 3 don'ts?
Well, don't put all your I would say, don't look for a record company to get a deal. That's not,
Yeah, that's the
today
old school.
It's like ancient.
Yeah.
Don't try to do that because that most of them, well, I wouldn't say most of them, but a lot of them are not looking to sign anyone, and they're not looking to take those chances. They just don't have the money. They don't have the resources that they used to, and that's just not the model these days. It's not the business model. The business model is way different.
Right.
And what is
you
that
can't-
model?
Like I said, it really depends on you. It's all about independent artists. That's really the focus now. So you kind of make up your own business plan. You should have a business plan. If you're an independent artist and you want to make it, you have to kind of create that plan for yourself.
Gotcha.
And just decide what it is you want. What's important to you. Do you want to, become large, famous and rich?
Sure.
It depends. And then you have to figure out, okay, what do I need to do?
the path?
Yeah.
I want to change up a little bit because you have another side to you and one that speaks to my social justice activist heart. Because you put in your bio that you want to get more involved in social causes. Like you were part of Trouble in the Water film documentary on the Flint, Michigan crisis.
Yeah.
Are you working on anything current, anything new like that right now, or you want to speak to that?
I am kind of getting involved more in women's causes as well.
Okay.
Women's March. Hashtag.
I'm a part
Taking
of
over the world.
I'm a part of actually the New York Women Film and Television.
Yes.
So we do there's a lot of work being done with that. We work with Meryl Streep. She has something in connection with that as well. So there's a lot going on. In
She's not mean Miranda.
she's a
No,
nice lady.
I know she's
Yeah.
So are you working? Anything coming on the horizon that we should watch out for?
Specific?
Yeah.
No, not yet, but definitely in the works. Definitely.
When you were doing the work for Trouble in the Water, like what were you feeling? And because the water crisis is still in effect, people still have a year of drinking bottled water. What did you discover and learn about that crisis?
Wow. I'm just still in shock that so much could happen and no one really doing anything about it. It's just and it's kind of like put now on the back burner because there's so many other things, in front of that. So it really hurts that especially in communities with people of color, that it seems like no one really cares, and that hurts a lot. That hurts a lot, and I think that that's one of the reasons why I really want to become active in trying to do as much as I can as far as media to make people aware, and so they, as many people get involved as possible.
Well, I feel very safe in saying that you definitely have a partner with us.
OnPoint.
OnPoint is always there with the experience to promote anything that you're working, because we are always, our show is always about being on point for the community, for yourself,
Empowering.
empowering our people to do good for themselves. So
Yes.
So what's next for you? I mean,
Wow. Well, right now I'm a
'Cause you, like,
consultant,
yeah.
and I'm working on three different shows at the same time. I'm
Wow.
working on Power.
Right.
I'm working on
yes.
Empire. I'm working
Oh, you-
on Star. I'm working on another show. I'm not sure if it's coming back, but I did that last season. East Lost High. That was a show on Hulu. I do.
Anyway, sorry.
And I'm also working on films. I make sure that all their legal rights are in place because I have a legal background as well. And I make sure that I cover all the bases. I make sure the music is licensed. All the licenses are done.
You don't want to get sued.
Right, because if a lot of films now are independent,
Sure.
Right.
and in order to make it into the film festivals, they have to have everything in place. They have
Yeah.
all their permission. They have to have all their copyrights, everything clear. So I make sure that all of that stuff is done and it's ready to
T's
go.
are crossing the eyes of
And so
Yeah.
many people
Yeah.
think it's just so easy. You know,
No.
they
It's
just go behind
It's a lot of business.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a huge
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
So when you say you're working on Power and Empire,
Yep.
two shout outs I got to give. Shout out to Young Gifted and Black, my man Carl Gray.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, and you're one of his honorees.
Yes.
Right, so we
Yeah.
want to definitely shout them out.
Thank you.
Shout out, you talked about Power to my man Jamel
Yeah.
Howard. Jamel Howard, he's running with 50 Cent, and he's
Yeah.
a board member of my nonprofit. So shout out
Oh,
to
okay.
Jamel.
That's
who's
what's
out
up.
there. So when you say you're working on Power and
Yeah.
Empire, in what
Yeah.
capacity? Help us
As a
out with that.
consultant, they come
Okay.
to me, ask me what I think would be great for the
Right.
season.
I got you.
So, and I love
that's
that.
awesome.
I love that.
That's
That's
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great place to be. And what I do is I select music.
Okay.
You know, I send it to them from my catalog, or it could be from someplace else. And just say, you know, hey, I think these would be great for the show. And a lot of times they land on the show, and then I have to do the legal,
Okay.
you know, stuff.
Now, when you
behind
say from your catalog,
that. Yeah.
the people that you're,
7,000.
The 500 artists,
Yeah.
7,000
Oh my
songs.
so you're like, we talk about Renaissance. We use that word a lot
Right.
around here. I
Right.
mean, you're like all over the place. I mean, how do you
Yes.
keep your focus?
I work hard.
How do you unwind?
On the grind.
How do you
Oh
unwind?
yeah. How do you unwind?
Outside of a couple glasses of wine.
Yeah, I just work a lot because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a music
Right.
entrepreneur, and I just kind of cover all those bases.
Yeah, I guess it's your
That's what I
passion. You
do.
love it, so you're happy doing
Yeah,
Find your
yeah.
purpose.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
I mean-
definitely.
And I'm sure you can relate that
Yeah.
when you're an entrepreneur and you're doing what's in your passion,
Yeah,
it's no
It doesn't-
longer work.
doesn't feel
No,
like
no
work.
longer
Not a
work.
grind.
Feel like
I mean-
work. No.
And time just flies.
And
It
not only
just
that,
goes
but
through.
I'm very sure you get invited to so many fly parties.
I do sometimes. Yeah.
So
yeah, I do.
it's already built in her like
Yeah.
downtime. It's
yeah,
built into her work.
yeah. I work with VT sometimes
Right.
as well.
Exactly.
And I have partners a lot all over the world.
Right.
So it's global. It's not just, you know, a United States thing.
Right. So like you've been to
Yeah.
Dubai and all these places.
Well, not yet.
Not yet,
No,
not
no,
Dubai.
no.
But trust me, it's on her
But
bucket list.
So
It's on her
Yeah,
to-do list for
yeah.
2017.
There you go.
So,
Yeah,
so,
maybe.
so educate us. We talked about
Yeah.
this catalog with 7,000
Yeah,
songs.
yeah.
How does one develop a catalog? Do you buy the rights to them and then you own them? How does it that you have the catalog? How does that work?
We do a contract. I have so many people. I guess, you know, when you build a brand, I guess that's what I did.
Awesome.
You know, really not even intentionally,
Nah,
but it's
all good.
happened.
It happens, yeah.
When they find out about you, they just come to you. I get
Yeah.
emails. I get hundreds of emails a week. And people even saying like, "Hi, I have music. I have all this music. Can you represent me?" So, you know, if I had a chance to listen to it, I will, you know, sign them up with on one of my contracts. I'll have them signed to my catalog, and then they sign 50% of their interest to me. So that's basically how we do a 50-50. We do a partnership, and
Awesome.
as soon as their song is licensed, they're getting paid in as well as me.
Do you have a
Well,
criteria?
I
of
love that
accepting
business
certain
model.
people? Because I mean, you can just get anything.
Yeah.
How do you separate that? Do you? Because you said you don't listen to all music.
I can't.
Right,
no.
right. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
So how do you accept? How do you accept or don't accept an artist?
Well, sometimes I get a good recommendation from somebody I know and I trust.
Okay.
But other times it's like I can hear like in the first couple of seconds.
And that's so true. Yeah.
If it's something that I
Quality or not.
believe that it's going to match the quality of television. If you're going to put something on television, it has to be a high quality, high production
right.
value. Everything has to be really, really tight. So I already know I can listen to it 1 second and I'm like, I'm sorry,
next.
I can't help you.
So Jeff,
What?
don't give
Don't
any
do
music,
it.
Jeff.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Jeff.
See, I got this group called Asante, so I'm trying to. I'm gonna let you hear some of the.
I know, you should evaluate what type of value to have.
It's all good.
But we want
That's cool.
We want to thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
But before we leave, I just want, because I'm looking at you and it says you must have a team. Like, I can imagine. Like, how many people?
Sometimes, yeah.
So you work
Not
on,
all the time.
So you on your own, and then on the project needs basis, you develop a team.
Yes,
Ah,
definitely.
okay.
Because I have people like hunting out for music for me.
Okay, all right.
Because if I'm dealing with something like Power or
Right.
even Empire, you know, and they need music, I need to come back with a lot, and I don't always have it.
Right.
Because because another thing is that I have all genres. I carry all genres. I
Right.
don't just
Right.
focus on
Like
one.
rock,
So
hillbilly.
so even
bluegrass.
if you have 7,000 songs,
Right.
it doesn't. It's not really a lot when you covering all the genres. Because even hip hop has so many
Right.
different genres
That's
within
true.
the hip hop.
This is
Because you
true.
have party hip hop, you might have aggressive hip hop, you might
Mumble
have
rap.
Mumble
yeah,
rap,
right. You have
exactly.
sometimes they call it gangster rap. I mean, you have
Right.
so many different
That's so
types,
true.
Right.
and then when
Wow.
you break it down, it's not a lot in each category.
Right,
So.
right. Well, again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can you give us your name or contact, how people can contact you and learn more
How
about
do you
the work?
build
Online.
How do you hire her? Well, what is it?
I wish I had some talent. man.
Online.
www.linnetteharrigan.media.com.
Yeah.
LINNETT.
HARRIGAN. It's long. Media.com. And we're getting a new website, but for now it's decent.
So who should contact you?
Wait.
Like anybody who just got a thought that's sitting in the house beatboxing.
Yeah, he
right
trying to
now?
get a job.
No,
he
no,
trying to get
no,
a job,
no.
huh?
No.
We want to know, so you just don't get flooded, you know. So they get their act together before they even come to someone like you.
Yeah, I would say watch the shows. You know,
Right.
watch some of these shows and
Right.
listen.
Look
to the music.
and look at her website. See what her client base is, and
Right.
see what type of work she actually does, so that you know how you got to be to reach out to her.
And you have to own your
Yeah.
you have to own your music.
Yeah.
You
Own
have
your
to own it.
masters.
You have to
Yeah.
own the masters as well as the publishing.
Mm.
You know, because a lot of times, even though they're TV shows, they want to save money too. So they're not trying to, you know, if you're signed to a label, they don't want to necessarily license music that's going to cost them, you know,
Right.
$100,000. They want to pay maybe about $5,000 to $10,000, but not more than that.
Yeah,
So
it's like
wait,
said.
I have a.
Interesting.
So now we're gonna segue into a tech tip, and I have a question for you, because
Okay.
you obviously work in the digital world.
Yes.
And you know, you use your computer and your
A
laptop,
lot.
and you've been doing it since the 90s. So you've seen
Yeah.
the evolution
Yeah.
of
Technology.
computers, of technology. Like
Yeah.
when you bought your first desktop,
Yeah.
when you bought your first laptop.
Yeah.
So, and when I used to own, you know, like when I've been owning my own computer for 15 years.
Yeah.
And I remember 15 years ago, like I felt like every time I upgraded, I came in there, says I'm gonna have better practices. I'm gonna
Right.
organize my file folder
Oh.
system better.
Just had a whole new mindset.
Yeah, you had a whole
right?
mindset. You had to like, okay, this is my time for reset.
Yeah.
And then in the past few years, have you had this problem that when you bought this new laptop, you buy it, you say, I'm going to start afresh, you open it up, it works beautifully. And then the next time you open it up, it doesn't work. Like it's all slow. Like you say, I might as well stuck to my old system. What happened?
Right.
That has happened to you.
Yes.
Do you know
yes,
why that has
yes.
happened to you?
Why, Ray?
Because now the reasons why, and also as the technology has advanced, the computers have gotten cheaper.
Yeah.
Right. Like back in the days, you bought a laptop for $1,500. You had
Right.
saved up for it. And now you buy a laptop for $300. And it's powerful, has all the RAM and all the stuff. Well, the reason now it's $300 and why it's no longer performing as good as your old laptop is because there's a lot of things that is officially called crapware or bloatware or shovelware, like 1,000 wares. But these companies they pay the companies to preload these applications into your laptop so that you as a consumer end up just paying $300 because the PC market is not making as much profit, and so they need to get these other licensed products into it, so they build it up with a lot of unnecessary useless stuff. So here is my tech tip from Ray.
Talking about fusing. There you go, girl.
Yeah, how you handle that. Do not be afraid to uninstall. Go into your control panel, look at all the programs. If you do not recognize what program is in your computer, uninstall it, because most of the time, and they load it up with at least 10 different types of programs that you absolutely do not need and are pretty much installed to be adware, to do those annoying pop-up ads that you like, wait, I didn't do anything. Why is this ad showing up on my computer? So go in there, go into your control panel and uninstall it. And if you have a brand new laptop and you still haven't put in your products yet, just reinstall, take the Windows driver CD, reinstall the whole application so all of that could be erased.
I don't use PCs. I use Mac.
Macs don't do that much.
I love Mac.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I use.
Yeah. Well, we're not trying to. If Apple, can you give us some little money for that promo shot? Like, I would really appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, especially for a music person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mac.
But for a lot of people, as Apple is growing in the market, there's going to be a lot of people trying to attack it. So these to my next tip about antivirus software.
Okay.
Every single year, antivirus software becomes better at doing their stuff. And for 2017, my recommended free antivirus software, both for Macs and for PCs and for Windows systems, because now and the Chrome systems, is AVG and Avira. Is because one, a lot of these antivirus softwares also becomes Trojans and worms, like they search and creep into it like these other bad actors. But the top two that don't violate your privacy and dig into your personal stuff and dig into your purchase habits or viewing habits is those two companies. So that's my tech tip for the day.
Okay.
Awesome.
There you go.
So I think we need to close out maybe a couple of segments here. Right? We want to thank Linnette Harrigan.
Thank you.
Linnette Harrigan Media.
Thank you.
President, CEO. It's always good to have that behind your name. Does that feel good? Yes. I want to thank you all. And for those who don't know, and if we repeated it earlier, she is an honoree of Young, Gifted, and Talented, Young, Gifted, and Black. Sorry, Carl. And this event is going to be February 22nd at the Milk River Restaurant, and we hope to see you and all the other guests and honorees that we've had on this show. But more importantly, thank you for the work that you do and understand that you do have to have a balance by doing social justice as well as getting paid. So I'm not mad at that.
At all.
I love that.
And thank you, Ray, for tech tips.
Yes.
And I guess Dave just left, so I don't know if we're going to be right back, but we want to thank you all for coming on. Thank you for coming on the show. And then we'll have a quick mix with Cordy Ho, and then we'll be back for the next segment. Take us away, Cordy.
Don't explain, you never change. Same old thing, same old game. Say you want to be with me, but show me my ring, baby, let me think. I've been in the cold, story untold, I'm about to unfold. How do you expect me to ever believe you won't be with me? Why you all in my grave? Yeah. Can you pay my bills? Let me know if you will. Cause a chick gotta Talk is talk, talk is cheap. Tell it to her, don't say it to me. Cause I know I'm in control. See, tricks are for kids, and boo, I'm too old. Go ahead with your game. Don't ever come back to me again. Where you go, remember me. I'm the best thing in history. Why you all in my grave? Why? Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my bills? Let me know if you will. Let me know, boy. Cause a chick gotta live. Chick got to live, oh yeah. Third time, I moved you in, took you back. Where's my dough? Give me money, buy me clothes. No need for talking, have my dough. Where's my money? Where's my clothes? If you want me, where's my dough? Give me money, buy me clothes. No need for talking, have my dough. Where's my money? Where's my clothes?
Why you all on my grill? I'm thinking it's time to chill, but you wanna drill though. I couldn't even step out that baby blue behind the veil, cause you trying to kill my girlfriend. And people around me is telling me that you's a stalker, like Darth Vader chasing Skywalker. I told y'all I was a street talker. It ain't my fault. You gave me your Victoria's Secrets and your Fredericks. You wanted to wall down Astoria, but instead I took you to Cedric's to entertain you, to DU to DG, and never claim you. Me and Missy, we getting straight in this. Oh yeah, we puffin' on one of them things too. You blaming who? You maiming who? I know you ain't bringing that lame crew. Big boy, that is fat sacks. T Pretty D are the same boo, but I'm back by the Dungeon family. So you can go ahead with all that stabbing me, cause I will jab thee and slam thee. And Bobby Boucher, yo, zab G. Yeah,
I wonder, will it take me under? I don't know. Imagine smoking weed in the street without cops harassing. Imagine going to court with no trial. Lifestyle cruising blue Bahama waters. No welfare supporters. More conscious of the way we raise our daughters. Days are shorter, nights are colder. Feeling like life is over. These snakes strike like a cobra. The world's hot, my son got knocked. Evidently, it's elementary. They want us all gone eventually. Trooping out of state for a plate. Knowledge, if coke was cooked without the garbage, we'd all have the top dollars. Imagine everybody flashing. Fashion, designer clothes. Lacing your click up with diamond rolls. Your people holding dough, no parole, no rubbers. Going raw, imagine law with no undercovers. Just some thoughts for the mind. I take a glimpse into time, watch the blimp read the world is mine.
If I rule the world,
imagine that.
I'd free all my sons. Black diamonds and pearls.
Could it be, if you could be mine, we both shine.
If I rule the world,
Still living for today, in these last days of time. Yo, way to be paradise life relaxing. Black, Latino, and Anglo-Saxon. I'm on the exchange, the range. Cash, lost tribe of Shabazz. Free at last, brand new whips to crash. Then we laugh in the illa path. The villa houses for the crew, how we do. Trees for breakfast, dime sexes have been stretches. So many years of depression make me vision the better living. Type of place to raise kids in. Opening eyes to the lies, history's told foul. But I'm as wise as the old owl. Plus the gold child, seeing things like I was controlling. Click rolling, tricking 6 digits on kicks and still holding. Trips to Paris, I civilize every savage. Give me one shot, I turn tripe life to lavish. Political prisoner, set free, stress free. No work release, purple M3s and jet skis. Feel the wind breeze in West Indies. I think Coretta Scott King, mayor of the cities, and reverse things to Willies. It sound foul, but every girl I meet to go downtown. I'd open every cell in Attica, send them to Africa.
if I rule the world,
Imagine that.
I'd free all my sons. Black diamonds and pearls.
Could it be, if you could be mine, we both shine.
If I rule the world,
Still living for today, in these last days of time.
walk right up to my soul.
Back in OnPoint experience, I be spitting this D Nasty, the master, the sickest lyricist. Me in here in the morning, 10:09 on the AM dial. I'm doing this right now, still flowing like the Nile River. Cause I'm a wild spitter, freestyle kicker. They already know the situation. We on point. I understand the credit report, the score the highest. I'm the tightest forever. Gotta get that number to the highest level that you could ever see. It could ever be, cause mine is low right now. I FLO for the empire, the lyricist. Yeah, man, I've been fired. You should know the situation. I be saying and portraying. I'm relaying in this game, spitting flame. It's the master coming right back in.
Hey.
At ya.
It's always happens.
You know what? It was to be used by you.
There you go. That's what it is.
No, I need to put this back. 'Cause it's not tied. It's not linked in. So, right, because then it's not working either. You didn't hear my voice. So just a little plug. You see, I could do it. I can do it.
Like, I can do it. Independent woman.
That's right. That's right. That's
Ever
right.
since that March, man.
I know. No.
The world.
Shouldn't have had that much. Now they think they got everything going on.
Like, baby, I'm gonna buy you a new bag. I can do it. I can do it. Word.
No, I didn't say that.
Keep marching. Keep marching.
No. Have the
right
bag
down
ready
to
when
the-
I come back.
You march right down to the store and get your own bag.
Big shout out to the brothers that held it down when we were marching. I just felt so good. The show last week, let me just say, was so awesome. And Will, your segment was great. Iron sharpens iron. It still resonates with me. But what resonated most with me was like all the men that was here that was talking like real stuff, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah,
Real
yeah.
life
Well,
stuff.
I mean, I don't know if you guys got a chance to listen to it on our website or watch it. But it was just so good. So even though women were there and being remarkable, the guys here were holding it down. And so that was a great segment.
Thank you.
And as always, we have our community discussion segment. And I'm pleased to say that this segment this week is our financial piece with JB. I told you what JB mean to me. So he going to tell you what it means to everybody. Know the name, know the word, get your credit right. JB, it's on you.
So it's been a busy week for the team, right? And we're on this, and I want you guys to understand it's not really about credit for us and our movement. It's about economics, right? And I'm a firm believer that you can march, we can wear T-shirts, we can do all those different things, but if we truly don't control the sidewalks we march on, somebody can tell you to get off the sidewalk.
Go ahead, bro.
Right.
I like
so
that.
If we can do that, if we don't own the businesses in our neighborhood, we need to be able to give each other jobs and be internal in some way, shape, or form and self-sufficient without going outside and begging for things and whatnot. We can do it on our own. So that's really what it comes down to. But we believe that credit is the gateway to making that happen. So it's been a good week for the team. Had an opportunity for anybody who will shout out to my man E.T., Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher. If you don't know who he is, you need to go on YouTube and Google him for Breathe University. So I was blessed to do a call with him and his team, and that led me to the piece that we're going to do today as well. So shout out to Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, phenomenal brother, motivation in the movement. Shout out also, you guys can go to Chrissy Monroe. Chrissy Monroe a couple of years ago was on Love and Hip Hop. And she started a movement, I believe it's called Strive to Thrive for battered women, right? Ooh. And so she's got a nonprofit for battered women. And last week we donated $5,000 of services to help people in her movement. She's identifying 12 females that have been a victim of battered women, right? That physical abuse. And she's going to we're going to partner with her and we're going to help them out for free. So we donated $5,000 of services. So if anybody who you guys think that might qualify, you can go to chrissymmonroe.creditconcepts.com and you can apply and hopefully you're eligible and be picked. And we would love to help you out and get back on your feet, because what we've come to find is that people who are battered, not only physically, but they're also sometimes battered financially, right? And so not only am I taking over your body and physically abusing you, but I'm taking your money, I'm taking your car, I'm taking your credit cards and different things of that nature. So that abuse always goes hand in hand. So Chrissy Monroe, we thank you, appreciate you, and we appreciate the movement from within.
Yeah.
So now that we got that out the way, and my piece is really about understanding what's on your credit report, right? And I think that it's real important, and hopefully, we have the Credit Education Center in the Bronx at Credit Concepts. If anybody has any issues, by all means, we're here to help and assist. I'm Jeff, at creditconcepts.com, and we'll put the banner up on the OnPoint site. So what we want to do is that for those who you guys are listening and find these challenges and issues, we're going to put the banner so you guys can come to OnPoint and we can help you out with that. But understanding what's on the credit report, first of all, 80% of what we find of all the credit reports that have out there have errors. So regardless of where you stand, I don't really even care if you owed Macy's, paid Macy's, if it's a collection of judgment. 80%, I guarantee you, 8 out of 10 people listen to us right now, there are errors on your credit report that are damaging that number, right? So what we want to do very simply, and then we can all get into this as we move forward and we get you guys feedback, right? So what makes up a credit report? I don't think people really know what makes up a credit report, but let's go back to this. I think this is important, right? Student loans, loans, right? Credit cards, personal loans, mortgages. Goes a little bit further, secured credit cards. A lot of people think that my light bill is going to be on my credit report. Not going to happen. My cell phone bill, not going to happen. Here's what is going to happen. You could be paying your rent your cell phone bill, your light bill for the most part for the last 15 years on time and get no credit for that, right? And I think that we spent some time. I was invited to an event, and we ran into, and maybe you can help me with this, Keith Ellison, right? And he is running for, help me out, Yas, on the political side.
DNC chair.
He's running for the DNC chair, and he's actually proposing legislation, right?
Yeah.
That we can get credit for these different things, right? Because you don't get credit. If you've been paying T-Mobile on time for 10 years, one would think that I would get some credit. However, when you don't pay them,
they're coming at you.
Oh, they show up right away.
Right away, coming at you, collection, right? So
90 days.
90 days. So I want you guys to understand that.
Guess Ray has something to share.
Ray says, what happened?
Who's after you, Ray? Who's after you? Somebody's after
the cell phone police after you, Ray.
It's
The political, unsuitably undemised telephone company. Go ahead, Jeff. I'm sorry.
Right. So those are the things that you actually get credit for, and you got to start building in that direction, right? So I want you guys to understand it's a tragic situation. I was talking to my boy the other day, and he said, Jeff, I understand you doing this credit thing, right? And I said, yeah, we're pretty passionate about it because we understand it's the gateway to opportunity, right? We would have on the call, and we were talking to ET, and I came up with the phrase EI. Well, what's EI? Economically incarcerated. So if you are not in a position to access capital, to go to the bank, to do these different things, because you're going to do so much with cash, you're economically incarcerated. You're not even a part of the fabric of this capitalist society. You can't compete financially, right?
You in jail, bro?
You in jail. You locked up.
Man,
without the bail.
That's it. Financially. And we don't want that to happen because we know that access to everything, leading wealth behind is access to that, right? So my man said, he said, yo, Jeff, I'm good. I got like a 640, 635. I'm good.
No.
Nah, son, you're not even in the game.
Nah, man.
You're not good, right? The highest score typically people can get is at 850, and we believe that. What's up? What she was saying?
No, I'm just saying. She's like, nah, son, because I know what you done for her. So she's like, nah, you ain't even in the game, son. Yeah,
you're not even in the game, And so he was under the misconception that that was a number that he could make things happen. And the bottom line is, I encourage everybody, you need to know what your score is before you even apply to anything. Find out what the number is for that institution that's going to give you an approval before you even apply. A lot of people apply blindly and get denied when there's a parameter that's already set in place, and you should know what that is. But yes, dear.
So if you're just tuning in, you're listening to Jeff Broome, Vice President of Credit Concepts, as well as OnPoint Experience co-host. If you have any questions, feel free to call us at 646-227-4646.
You got it wrong. 929.
See, I'm not here today.
The phone number is 929-227-4646.
929-227.
Own it.
Okay, 929.
No place like home. 227. With your family around. That's how I remember it. 929-227-4646.
Word.
What
was that about?
I don't know what that's about.
But go to FLOEmpireRadio.com to download the app and see us live, or go to OnPointRadioShow.com to see our archives. But more importantly, call and ask questions, because this is so important. Many of you always claim that you got your stuff together, but this is an opportunity to get it right.
Indeed. What we come to find is in our community, your ego's up, but your score is down.
Wow. Say that again.
Say that again.
One more time.
You like that?
I don't think we heard
That's
that.
like iron sharpens iron, bro. You got to say that.
I don't think we heard that.
And you guys will understand what it is, right? And I will tell you a quick story. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm in the projects. I'm going to school. I'm in honor school, right? Not too many African Americans in there. So one of my partners, white kid, said, Jeff, how come you have so many pairs of sneakers? We go to the gym, right? So I'm going to school, and you got Adidas, you got Pumas, and different things of that nature. We got different sneakers. He's like, I got like 2 pairs of sneakers. He says, and I don't know how to ask, how come you have so many pairs of sneakers? And the bottom line is, I'm out there trying to compete. Here's the problem. Right. We're trying to compete with each other going to school, and it doesn't make any sense. Now, I get it. I grew up in the era, sheepskin coats, gazelles, and different things of nature, but really, when you go into high school with a $400 coat for and a $500 pocketbook, who are you impressing?
Right.
And then we get older and we still do the same exact thing.
Speak about it, brother. Speak.
Preach. It's in the culture, but that's a problem because my friend who's a teacher, he said, Jeff, I got a Muslim, Indian kid in the school, and the kid has probably 2 outfits that he wears to school because his focus is not fashion.
But he's going home to a $750,000 home.
Exactly.
And he's going to have a retirement plan, and he's going to have a future.
Absolutely. And it's instilled in him. But I say again, his focus is not fashion.
Right.
His focus is not to impress everybody else walking the street. So sometimes we feel good about our egos are high, but your scores are low. You can't have a $1,500 bag and a $500 score.
Jeff, can I share a similar story?
Please.
Tell
me about it.
My mind.
That's very, very. I mean, it can't be said too many times, right?
Talk to me.
I used to work when I was working for Chase Bank very early on. Boss of mine who happened to be Jewish, his young man, his son came in, must have been about 8, 9 years old.
All right.
So he's in the office talking to his father about his investments and this and that. Nothing elaborate, but just in 8-year-old language. But the fact that he was talking about it with his father, and I'm in my early 20s, and I'm like,
Damn.
what? I never had a conversation like that with
How
my
about
father.
that?
So I'm talking to him. I saying, I was impressed by that. Like, he said, "Oh, we have these conversations around dinner and this and that." He says, "What do you and your family talk about?" Right? And I thought about,
Are you watching New Edition tonight? That's what
and I said, well, when my uncles and everything were around, we get together, we talk about, who's nicest in ball, or this and that. He says, well, that's why y'all the best at it. Right? Ooh. Okay, stuck with me.
Yeah, that,
right?
yeah.
Drop the
mic. So Jeff, you give us like advice to find out.
Are you ready for us to talk yet?
Oh, yeah. Nah, we can absolutely talk.
You've been breaking it down.
No. We can go to another financial segment and stuff like that. But I just believe that it's the number one investment you can make.
Right.
And I talk to people. I was blessed because credit opened the door for me. That by the time I was 30 years old, I had 14 pieces of property and I quit my job. But you have to understand, there's people that would rather rent to you than live next to you.
Right.
Right. I'll say it again. There's people out there that would rather rent to you, but they don't want to live next to you. So you've got to take control, and you have to be responsible. And ignorance, when you listen to this show, is no longer an excuse. So by all means, you can chime in.
Well, so you asked us to check our credit score with these companies, but like, where should we? Where do we go to find our credit score?
So before you go there, I just want to add to
that.
that. Now, when you say these companies, if I'm applying to Macy's, I should find out what Macy's credit score is. Okay, I didn't even know you can do that.
2 questions at a time.
No, but I just wanted to add. That's what you was pretty much saying, right?
Well, like the 3 agencies is Experian,
right? Experian. So it all ties in. So there's 3 credit bureaus you need to understand. These companies are data, repositories, right? That's what they do. They collect data and they'll put things on your credit report. You might not even know it's there, and it could be wrong. But somebody's just putting information, and maybe they might transpose a social security number. Maybe they might spell your name wrong. Maybe they put something because your father's a senior and you're a junior. They put on your account, but you don't check it and you don't know. So I encourage everybody to have alerts. So yes, you need to know, find out what it is. The 3 credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and they are monsters because they can put things on there and they make it difficult for you to contest it when it's all said and done, because they make money by selling your data. So a great company to go to. Credit Karma is not bad. Right? It'll give you an idea of what it is. It's not the best because it only gives you 2 bureaus, and it gives you a good approximation, right? But if you want to go to Privacy Guard, Credit Check Total, or go directly to the bureaus, a lot of people say, I don't want to pay. Well, then you shouldn't be in the game. If you can invest a few dollars to find out where you stand, then the bottom line is, don't think about buying a house or buying a car, because a lot of times people go to the dealership and now you have no leverage because you waited there and you need a car, and now they're hitting you for like 20% interest at the end of the day. So Credit Karma is free. It gives you a good barometer of where you're at, and you need to start there as well. But I think responsibly, if you know how much you weigh and you don't know how much your credit is, I think that's a problem.
Some of the credit cards that I have offer free credit scores.
Okay.
Do you is that like something that really we can trust what our credit card tells us?
Right.
What our credit score is based on the company that they're working with?
Sure. I mean, typically if it's a reliable credit card company and stuff like that, they'll give you free scores. They're offering different products and things of that nature. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Yeah. So I want you guys to understand that accessing your report when you pull it to find out what your score is doesn't bring your score down. What happens is that people under the misconception, if I check my score is going to go down. No, when you actually are looking for money and applying for something, it's called an inquiry. Right? So that's the idea, is that you don't want to apply for anything that you don't even believe that you're going to get, not understanding the parameters of what the score needs to be. So if you apply for Macy's and these different, and stay away from store credit cards because they're the highest interest rate. They're good to get you started.
Right.
They give it to us when you get out of school. They're starter cards. Eventually you want to move into the real cards that are going to give you points and things of that nature, if that makes sense to everybody. So, I think it's not even an issue. I think it's just a mental thing. We talk about the culture when it comes down to it, what we spend our money on. And I think that for me, that's the social movement to understand, because we look at credit reports all day and we see the barriers to entry for so many people to financially compete. And what's unfortunate is that we lose money. People don't understand this interest thing, right? You have to understand interest, because it's like interest is that parasite that will just suck you dry and you won't even know that they're feeding off of you.
I've made so many companies rich. Just on interest.
One of the things I wanted to say, like, if you're going for a car, I remember one time I was going to buy a car.
All right.
And the numbers that they had, as far as my credit score, was different than Credit Karma. How can that be?
Yeah. So these companies, they're pulling this information from, believe it or not, what you should really go in there is armed with your credit report from a real bureau, right? So you want to be able to contest that. Like, if you go buy a car, you should do your homework, you do your research, say, this is what this dealership is charging, that's what this dealership is charging. I suggest you go in there knowing what other dealerships or what the price is, and go in there with your credit report, and an open one and active one. Now, they can't use that, but that's ammunition for you to say, you know what, that's not right.
So you're saying, if I go in there with a credit score of a 740,
yes,
and they say, nah, we don't use Credit Karma, we use someone else, we use another company, which has been done many times with many people, I can contest that.
Yeah, what I would do is that, right, if you have like an active monitoring company, right, which I believe that anybody who's really investing, again, financing and credit is an investment, and I suggest everybody invest in that, right? We invest in my point is we invest in the wrong things so often, right, that have no value. And then talking about that, and I get to the answer, is like, I see people paying interest on things that have no value. You don't want to pay interest on a pair of sneakers that have no value, right? You don't want to pay interest on food. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to pay interest, there's good debt, bad debt. Pay interest maybe on a piece of property, right, that you can write off. Pay interest if you have a car, have a business. So now you can say, I use my car for business. Everybody who has it, and we'll have another show about how to have an EIN number. Like, you're an OnPoint. You're OnPoint. This your show. That's your business card. Those are business expenses now. Right. We have to start thinking a little bit differently with the same dollar that we get, right? Because for every dollar, some people pay $1, they pay $1.05. Other people have that same dollar, they're paying back $1.25 on the same dollar, only through ignorance. So my point is that if you go to that car dealership, yes, listen, I got this from Experian, and I can pull it up. I got a login. I'm going to Experian.com. The car dealerships know. It's like, you know who Experian is? Yeah, I know who they are. But then again, you also got to keep in mind, what bureau are they pulling from? So you have to have all three. So you might have Experian. You want to have all three. They might be pulling your TransUnion number. Your TransUnion number could be different than your Experian number.
Now, is that a strategy for the companies? Because
it can be. It can be, because here's the idea. The reason why you have to contest all three, and that's what we go after, is because you might have a bank, like some credit unions don't report to all three bureaus. They might report to TransUnion. So your card number might only be on TransUnion, but it's not an Experian and Equifax. So that's why the numbers are going to vary. You see what I'm saying? Right. And you might have another card that only reports to two bureaus. So this one might be a little weak because you're not getting credit for everything. All the negative items can be on one bureau and not on the other two. So the bottom line is, if I already know, how do you beat somebody? You already know what their game plan is going to be. So knowing that you walk into that dealership, have access to all three of your numbers, and say, listen, I'm not even sure where you're getting your information from, but I'm getting my information directly from whoever. And ask the car dealership, what bureau are you pulling? That's your lesson for today. What bureau are you pulling, so I can know where you're getting my numbers from, and you're not inventing these numbers, you're not fabricating these numbers, and now I go in there looking crazy and ignorant.
Well, this is grown folks conversation, right?
Yes, it is.
And about getting your stuff together and being responsible. As a person who decided to get their stuff together, I want Jeff to talk a little bit about the money that you lose when you pay interest at a higher rate, as opposed to the money that you save when your credit is correct and your interest rates are low.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate thing, and it's a real subtle situation when it really comes down to interest, and the difference between you having like a car a $30,000 car over 5 years, and you put down like the difference between, let's say, someone who's paying, and I'll bring down the numbers, but let's say someone who's paying, let's say 14 or 15%, and someone who's paying like 5 or 6%, that could be $150 a month on a car note, right? Difference, right? You know, same car. And we've had people that say, I went to the dealership and, you know, I didn't like the numbers. My score was here. We work with them for 2 or 3 months. They go back, and all of a sudden, the dealership's got to give them a brand new. Got to rewrite the whole situation.
That happened to me.
You want to elaborate?
I can.
Yeah, 'cause when I saw her numbers, I was like, "Oh, I'm seeing."
No, I ain't talking about my numbers. They ain't talking about my numbers.
Talking about
They're talking about right. I'm just telling my business, Asante, because I didn't go in yet. I can sing that song for y'all right now. Let me know.
Nope.
So, you can sing it better?
No.
No, what happened was I originally bought my car, bought it, put my down payment, and they came at me with like I think a 24
loan shark.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was real. My credit was bad, and I needed a car. And what happens when you're in a desperate situation, you'll do whatever you can do. You're not thinking, right? But you need a car, and they know that you need a car, so they'll sell it to you, right? And so then I'm like, dang, whatever. So then I went to Credit Concepts, got my stuff right, and my scores went up tremendously. I mean, like 100 points plus on my scores. And they called me and it was like, all right, come back in. And my interest rates went down significantly, and literally I pay $100 less.
Wow, what kind of
on
Christmas
my car
wow.
note? And that's big, because that money now I could use for something else.
Yes,
because I budgeted my money to do, X, Y, Z, car note, insurance, whatever. But now that's an extra $100 that I can spend on something else.
Now.
But the other point to that is people say, oh, I can't afford to invest in changing my credit. So yeah, there's a fee to do this stuff. But guess what? If you pay a certain amount of money now to invest in your credit, then in the long run, you have more money on the side to do things that you really enjoy doing. Yes. So I want to say that the shackles were broken.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Freedom.
I was liberated.
Yes. Approvals, man.
I was feeling uncaged.
Yes.
Came out. Thank you, Credit Concepts.
It's like a commercial.
I do have a question though about.
And then I'm gonna tell everybody where to go, because we actually have other stuff that we've actually rolled out, and whatnot. We have a partner that we took on called the Stealth. We actually own a piece of a company that has a patent, and they've been selling this Stealth card, which is phenomenal. You actually put it. The new crime, ladies and gentlemen, is that if you have it in your wallet, right? Me and Will, if I walk next to you, I can put my phone as a device that I can walk and put it near your pants pocket, and I can scan your credit card information through your pants pocket and through your wallet. And the same thing for women in the pocketbook. If I'm sitting there, I put it there, and I can just grab her information. So that is the new crime. Crime is getting very sophisticated.
Yo, that's crazy.
That's scary.
Isn't it though?
Scary.
So Stealth, they've been selling on QVC and HSN, and we just linked this partnership, and we're very excited about it, that we have proprietary rights and a patent to actually market this with these individuals. And we actually will include it when people get their credit fixed. So you slip it in your wallet near your credit cards, and long as I believe it's like an inch or two from the actual credit card, no one can actually take that the information. So I carry it in my wallet at all times.
You have one right now?
Absolutely.
Can we
Show
see
it,
please?
Yeah, man.
Be stingy.
Oh, here's
So
your
Ray,
wallet.
you had a question.
Okay, so
Trying to be stingy.
So I'm terrified. I mean, I am planning to go to Credit Concepts.
That's a tech tip. That's a tech tip.
But
Thank you for the tech tip.
Yeah,
today,
that is
too.
a good tech tip.
Thank you.
He's doing the whole show by himself.
Right,
Exactly,
clearly,
right.
it's
That's
all right.
Gave me the mic.
I'll take
right?
Sort it out.
But debt consolidation, I'm getting all these letters to like consolidate your debt.
Go ahead.
And some of them look official. Some of them look, I mean, there's obvious ones that look really like obvious scams. But some of them do look like real programs.
Okay.
So can you give some sense about how to address these letters that people are and what they should do when they want to consolidate their debt?
Right.
In the old days, I was told consolidating debt looks bad on your credit score. Is that true?
Yeah. Debt consolidation companies, unfortunately, I don't have one. So I apologize.
No, that's good.
Well, we'll
Next time.
have one when we
Yeah, that's
join
right,
in, right?
Yeah, no doubt you have one.
Join in, we'll have one.
Only because I got like 2 and 3 wallets. That's all.
So
Yeah. Heavy.
I don't got.
That's what I'm
Replace your
talking about.
sneakers. You replace your sneakers with wallets.
Wait, how many y'all got so many wallets? That's the new question. How come y'all got so many
I
wallets?
got so many wallets. You know,
I like that.
gotta match my underwear.
Yeah.
So look at it.
She's like, it gives me off.
But no. So they say like debt consolidation is like you have a bankruptcy, then there's debt consolidation.
No, I'm just going with these companies. No.
Right. Well, some of these companies, so you got to be careful, right? With a lot of companies, when they want to consolidate your debt, what they ask you to do is stop paying your credit cards. So what they want you to do is default on your credit cards, so then they can come back and they can renegotiate and make one payment and say, okay, well, she's had 4 credit cards. She owed $20,000. You're no longer getting any money because unfortunately banks don't want to talk to you until they're not getting any money, right? In the mortgage business, same exact thing. They don't want to talk to you if you're saying, I'm going to have a problem making my mortgage payment. They don't talk to you until you've actually defaulted, right? You'll figure it out. How many other months have you had a problem, right? you figured it out, right? So when you default, then they want to combine your debt and make one payment, but now you've defaulted on all of your cards. But at that point in time, sometimes they'll take pennies on a dollar and they'll manage that debt. So you got to be careful when debt consolidation comes into play. So, the best thing I tell people to do is to fight back. I believe everybody should own a business. I think you should find something to write off. And I think you need to get money back on your taxes if the government's going to do it. And unfortunately, I know you don't, feel about them, but Donald Trump and a lot of the people, they get it. They understand it. You know what I mean?
That's why they're very successful.
They get it. They understand write-offs. They understand separate my personal from my business. So if my business tanks, I'm not affected personally.
Right.
The game is played out there, and we just got to understand.
We got to be a part. We got to be at the table.
That's why we're OnPoint Experience to kind of bring you guys, everybody, to speed on how we do things around here.
So there steps when I come to credit concepts, right? Is there something that I need? What is it that I need to bring?
Sure. So there's ammunition that we need to. Number one, everyone should go to signup.creditconcepts.com, and that's credit with the K, concepts with the K, concepts. For there, when you sign up, we're gonna do like a free evaluation for everybody, and I'm a firm believer. We could have this conversation. Here's the thing that trips me out. We'll have this conversation and people say like, yeah, and they won't do it. But meanwhile, they'll go out and they'll spend money. So don't be that person. Be proactive. Take the information seriously, and you need to act. If you're not willing to act, don't complain. It's like if you're not going to vote, shut up. So if you're not going to act, don't complain about bills, right? So at the end of the day is this. So go there, sign up. And once we do that, we'll do a free evaluation for everybody on your Credit Karma, right? So you let you know what's positive, what's negative. And then answer your question. The ammunition that we need to contest, we need a copy of a person's driver's license, social security card, and a utility bill. So those are the 3 things, that ammunition that we need, and we've been doing this for 9 years with an A+ rating, and I love getting stuff off people's report. We had a guy who came in, had a $19,000 judgment. We got it off in like 45 days. He came into the store like 3 or 4 times and stuff and didn't understand what it was. Not that he still doesn't, the debt's still not out there, but it's just not on the credit report. So the lender, whoever pulls it, it could be there on a Monday, and if it's not there on Wednesday, he doesn't know what was there. He's saying, okay, here's what I see today. So the bottom line is, I say if it's already defaulted, don't pay them. Let's go after it and try and get it off. These banks, they make money. They'll live. They'll be all right.
So you keep mentioning a lot of different entities, Credit Karma, Credit Concepts. What's the difference? I need both?
Yeah, so the thing about it is that it's illegal for a monitoring company like a Credit Check Total or Credit Karma to be in the restoration business. Conflict of interest. I'm monitoring and I'm repairing, so they don't want that to happen. So Credit Karma, we need a company to pull and monitor and see what your scores are, and then we actually handle the restoration part of it. Our most expensive package, the reason why I love this business, is $399 for an individual, right? So I love that because years ago in the business, people would pay $1,500, $1,200, $2,000 to somebody who's working out of their mother's basement. We actually have a storefront that people can walk into, so it makes a tremendous amount of difference. So that's our most expensive package, and we handle everything from there. So once you do that, you're gonna get letters. Don't mail them to us. You don't have to mail them to the bureaus. We handle everything from there because
I don't do anything.
We're a tech, Yasmin. We're a technology company.
I don't have to worry about anything. I just get the updates.
Indeed. So we make it very, very simple for an individual, and we know our concept is raise the credit, raise the community.
And it feels good. Let me just say, it feels good to know that you have good credit.
What?
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely.
It feels good because it's like you don't know you feel good because you don't even know like what it could be like to be able to go online in a store and they say, would you like to apply for a credit card? And you'd be like, usually we're like, nah, we're good. Nah, that's all right. I'll pay for it right now. And you don't want to get rejected, right? So, but to be able to go and say, yeah, go ahead, because you're going to get it.
I just say, put that face on again.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm like, I know a lot of people's online because you be like, oh, they're gonna fill out a credit card. I'm like, yeah, go ahead.
Get your numbers
card. No, but my point is that to be able to go into something and know that you are good is a good feeling.
Yeah, it is.
And I don't think we recognize how many limitations we have on us when we can't spend money and we don't have good credit. There's so many things that are open. Our doors are open wide and by that.
And here's what's going to happen. That I can guarantee it's going to happen. Someone's going to come to you with an opportunity, and it might be an opportunity of a lifetime. And they're going to say, "Here's what we need. We might need $5,000 and somebody to put their name on this piece of paper for this opportunity." And you will say, "I'm not in a position to do that." And I'm sure we've all done that. It happens to me. We've all been there where somebody says, D-Nat, I have an opportunity for us to do X. And that opportunity, here's what's unfortunate, can change the trajectory of your entire family. It could be a generational decision that can change. We always talk about old money. But if you don't ever become the person that can even get the new money, there will be no generation to get old money. Right. And I see that from time and time again, that people, unfortunately, they can't take advantage of opportunity because we're not in position. And then we fault other people because they are in position and we talk about them, but they position themselves to take advantage.
I have another question for you, because I feel that, so if I cannot do debt consolidation on my credit cards, do I call the credit card company directly and ask to negotiate a new rate?
Absolutely. The only thing they could do is say
I need
no.
hand holding from Credit Concepts to build me up.
You do. So go to his company.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's what you guys. Because I feel very intimidated. I feel that I'm entering a world where if I don't understand what my rights are, I don't know how to fight for them.
It's like health.
Yeah.
Valid you don't know you have cancer till you go to the doctor and they tell you.
And then how do you deal with it? Like,
exactly, right?
Yeah.
Credit.
No one wants to call the doctor, but you do it.
It can be intimidating.
Okay, I'm going to call Dr. Jeff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Please
I
fix
definitely
my
have
credit.
cancer in my pockets.
Yeah.
We got to cut out some tumors, man.
I know. Like there's a lot
I've
of
been holding on for $400 too long. It's time to let it go.
We about to do some chemo on your wallet.
Seriously, boy.
Hashtag credit cancer cures,
Right.
Credit Concepts.
I like that.
So everybody go to sign up. And this is not, listen, if you don't do it, I don't care.
Right. That's on you.
Right.
That's on you.
It's not hurting you.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't care.
You don't care.
You know what I'm saying? The bottom line is, again, my mindset is I don't hold people, and then we can go talk about. We don't hold people accountable for having bad credit. There's a lot of things in your life you can't control. Maybe it's a divorce. Maybe it's you and your husband paying the mortgage and he passes away. Maybe he got sick. There's a lot of things that are beyond your control when it comes down to your income, right? We know death and taxes and bills, that's an everyday thing. But there's a lot of things you can't control. Business partners, break up, just you can't control it. So I don't have a problem with you being where you're at. I do have a problem with you not addressing where you're at to go to a different place. So it's all good. So hopefully it's a free evaluation. It won't cost you anything to do it. And if you like what you see, then great. If you don't like what you see, then great.
And nobody there laugh at you when they see you score.
Nah, man. I don't laugh because I've been there. You're in business.
Yeah.
See, understand? If you're in business and you're trying to get ahead, that's the life cycle of a credit report. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. You just have to accept it, but you've got to address it and be smarter. And as we get older, we become more financially mature, and we make different decisions.
I had a brief life at 720. When I was living in the sun, it was very brief. It was so beautiful.
It felt good?
It felt awesome. Because everybody was calling me, giving me credit cards.
Oh, no doubt.
Like the $5,000 card.
Made you feel good, right?
I was like,
feel good.
I'm really,
and you can say no, and that feel good?
I was like, yeah. Oh, yeah. I said no because I'm like, I don't want to take all these credit cards, but nah. But then something else happened.
And that's what these bureaus, they sell your information, they promote offers, they want to get it. And it's good to turn down offers. So listen, you know what, Yaz, we got this $10,000 Chase card, and you're like, nah, I'm good. I got this black card. I don't even want that.
That's what I'm talking about. So stop it with the ego up.
I can't wait.
Finances down.
Ego up, finances down. We got to stop that, man. We got to stop. We got this thing. Impress your banker, not your boys. I mean, who are we impressing at the end of the day?
So all these little sayings, man. Say that again.
Impress your banker, not your boys.
Impress your banker, not your boys. And we do that so often. You know what I'm saying? Who cares how you look the street and you broke? Let's do.
That's another Jeff hashtag.
Say that one more time, Jeff.
Impress your banker, not your boys.
You gotta put that over a little.
Yeah, I like that right there. There you go.
Well, I think that's the kind of sums up.
Not your boys. Impress your banker.
Not your boys.
I got
got the hook, baby. You like that?
So Jeff, in closing, Jeff.
Yes. So here's in closing, right? Here's what I want to say. So if you don't have the money to invest to get your credit fixed, sell some of them bags.
No.
Don't say that.
No.
Do
not say that.
So don't say that.
You just lost the woman
sell some of them
population.
shoes.
Do not. No.
No, you can't sell the shoes. Sell some of them sneakers. Sell some of them video games. You can't have a
just
you can't have a
wisely.
550.
Spin wisely.
Listen, you can't have a 550 score and playing PlayStation all day. You just can't do it. You can't be. You should be watching New Edition. Turn your cable TV off. Right? You don't need the data plan.
I'm gonna have to throw in my video games now.
So no, but nah,
Go to gazelle.com.
Word, sell your gazelles. And you know, there's certain people in life. There's only certain people in life that are happy and tell you happy about how much they spent on something. Other people, they're happy like, no, I didn't pay that much. Other people like, you know how much I paid for this?
Yeah,
Broke.
it's true.
So, any event, whatnot, I just take your credit seriously, and if not for you, for your sons and your daughters and your next generation, because they're watching. You are the role model for a whole bunch of different things, and they're looking to you for financial support, education, literacy, and they're looking for you to lead by example when it comes down to that. So that's my closing.
Free yourself.
Oh wow, that
Free
was
yourself.
awesome. Thank you so much. So this was. So this was really great. I just want to say again, Will, that was a great segment last week, and Jeff, this was awesome. We continue to grow, we continue to build. Tech Tips is always. Did you find Tech? How did you feel Tech Tips went for you today?
I think that I was able to I did it better. Like I was able to segue in.
Yeah.
Cut off. Like I had to fight my brother to like get it in.
Oh, okay. Well,
you stood your ground. You stood your ground.
No. I mean, in formatting and infrastructure. Wow, thank you so much for sharing that information. And I saw, I don't want to say nothing, but Alicia and I are now Facebook friends. I just want to let you know that.
You know what? I'm gonna have.
And I want to commend you on something that you did. What's up, Alicia?
What did I do?
First of all, let me just say, as a woman friend, you gotta be cool with the girl, with your homegirl, with your friend's girl.
Right.
So what's up, Alicia? But I want to say, I saw something that you did.
Oh.
You sent her flowers.
She got flowers? Ho. Stop the press. Yo, seriously, she got flowers?
Whatever. My whole point.
When I get home.
Whatever.
I'm taking us back to 1920.
What? Maybe she did join that organization.
ChrissyMonroe.creditcardsystem.com.
From a guy's point of view, right? Can I say something that impressed me that Will did? You know, I'm a single guy, but from a guy's point of view, now flowers.
Yeah,
Yaz was like, "Oh, that's impressive."
No doubt.
Now, on our text list, I saw a text coming from Will that said, "This is Alicia, Will's lady."
We spoke about that. You blowing me out.
Word. No, continue.
And I was like,
because no one said anything about it.
Yeah, was quiet.
I said, I said, that's great. They each other's phones go. It's just open. Like that's great. And I'm like, you know what? I aspire to get to that point. But as a guy, I was like, oh, that's flowers. That I was like, oh, I got a lot of work to do to get to that point because I got double codes on mine.
Yo, I gotta share with you. I swear to God, I gotta share that
on my phone.
You know it's funny.
No, but before you do that, I just want to say that she resonated. Your iron sharpens iron, so she said that, and I just want to say it's one thing to talk it, but to live it. I want to say you live it, and so the fact that you live what you say,
that's it.
That's what's up.
I really
a lot of people are
appreciate that.
relationship gurus, and they like. Having they making people snapping in the street, talking,
Exactly,
going crazy. So the fact that you live your life and then you exude it in every day. I'm not mad at you. Alicia's a very lucky woman. You better hold on tight to her. I ain't telling her to hold on to you, but you need to hold on tight to her because together you guys will only be successful.
That's what's up, man.
You trying to start your own? Look at
Walk the walk.
She's backed away from the mic like.
White tips coming back.
I like that. She backed away from the mic like, yeah. What else?
We'll go get a special dinner tonight.
Thank you all. I'm coming home, baby. Yeah, I want to say, man, it took me a long time to get to that also. And it's so funny when the next day when I saw what she text, right? And I didn't see anybody. I fell out. I was like, I can only imagine all y'all like, yo, did you see that?
Is it the setup? Like,
the text is outside the thread, right?
But
we true friends.
definitely is.
Go word.
But I gotta say, for me to get to that point, it was really big for me because that was a problem for me in past relationships. You know, Jeff and I, we talk about it a lot.
Absolutely.
Also, so to give someone access to something I hold so dear, information, my world.
Indeed.
It was huge for me. So
growth is good, man.
Yeah.
You walk the walk. I respect that.
Yeah, it was really big.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
appreciate you. Thank you.
I'm walking backwards right now, but he's walking the walk.
Word. I don't think I'm ready for that. That was a good.
You will be.
I aspire.
You will be.
To be like that. Well, I just have a separate phone. We don't have all the codes on it.
Well, you know what it is, though. I know we have a few more minutes. I just want to say this. Sometimes people walk in our lives for a reason, and sometimes we have to nurture that. You know what I mean? We have to find out what that is, because sometimes we kind of shy away from opportunities, and I shied away from many opportunities when it came to relationships because I was looking for the superficial stuff. You know,
Good for you, man.
I finally have someone that I believe that is definitely gonna be part of my future. So
that's real talk.
You know,
that's positive right there.
Yeah.
Goals.
When we first met, one of the best things that Will ever said to me is that he talked to his daughter every day.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
He says that he has to talk to his daughter every day, just check in.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, wow, I wonder what type of woman Will has in his life, because that must have shaped the way you see your
Yeah.
future now.
But a lot of it had to do with me. I mean, I've been with women that knew how me and my daughter's relationship was, but her and I weren't, you know, she just wasn't a good match. Talk about the female friend that I was with or the woman that I was with before Alicia. You know, a lot of great things. Like I said, iron sharpens iron. When you that we speak about maturity a lot.
Sure.
So getting your finances together and then getting your relationship together.
Absolutely.
It's huge when you can
Well,
do that.
well, we all need that balance, right? Emotionally, spiritually, financially, physically.
Right.
That's the balance that we all want to have and whatnot. So I definitely appreciate you, because I used to be like, baby, you see my phone? She's like, yeah, it's over there. I said, good, don't touch it. She says over there. I'm like, yeah, cool. Don't touch it.
You see my phone? Yeah.
Don't touch
Never
that.
want to touch that part.
You see my phone? No, you don't.
Right, no, you don't.
Again. You see my phone? No, you
know the iPhone 8 got the shock thing on the phone. If it's not you, they pick.
Yo, it was a comedian.
I'm getting that.
It was a comedian, Bell Bellamy. He was like, his girl started going in his phone when he was in the shower, and what it does, it throws out this blue powder. He said, I walked in the living room and she looking like Papa Smurf. Have you been in my phone? No. I was like, that's a great app. That's a great app. Yeah.
Oh, we had a great time. You guys are great. You guys are the best team. I'm just so pleased and lucky to be working with you all, Blue Powder and all. On Point Experience brought to you this week. Be on lookout for next week is, I guess, Single Moms Chronicle.
Yes.
Ooh.
And I don't know what I would talk about, but I think while we're still cultivating, financial stuff, relationship stuff, it got to work all in the family. So maybe I'll do some sort of family type segment. Any suggestions, feel free to reach out to me at Yasmin at OnPointRadioShow.com, YASMIN at OnPointRadioShow.com. You can reach all of us, all of our names, Raybblin, Jeff, Courtland, Will, Curtis.
With one L.
Will with one L.
Because I haven't got my credit right, so I'm too poor.
That's it. When you get your credit right, we're going to give you another L.
That's what I'm talking about.
That'd be like Jeff with one F.
So can I just do my closing, everybody?
Yes.
Without anything.
She said, shut up.
Thank you. So that being said, I want to say thank you for tuning in. As you know, we love you. And I want to say one thing. Live each day unprecedented. Live each day as if it's something new. Yesterday is the past. Live each day and do something different. React different. Respond different. Say something different every day. And their days will turn into weeks, turning into years. Be that, and I guarantee you'll be a better person. I want to ask D Nasty to take us out in a good closing. You're listening to On Point Experience. Yas Hurston with you. Peace out.
We got something special, right?
What we gonna play? What we gonna play?
D Nasty got something. He slid me a joint hot off the press. So we gonna rock that, and he gonna perform it live.
We got a performance.
Ooh, yeah.
So you're having.
Let's see, where we at?
Yo.
So we do theme song.
Yeah, how come we not on here? How come we not on here?
You need a man.
Shit.
Well, you know the steps, kid.
You know what? Let me switch decks. We having a little
Switch it up, man. Listen, you know when I was growing up, you had to learn the New Edition songs because that's all the girls knew.
That's right.
They killed it.
You're like a shag type of man. You had a shag?
Who mean? Nah, no
You had no
shag. Projects, we ain't rocking no shag. That's them Boston cats. I ain't had that.
You know what? You must have seen your show.
Yeah, Caesar.
Your video, Dean Meminger. He's been posting his back in the days, like New Edition pictures when he was in his.
Everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing it.
Like everybody's like.
It just brings back memories. We
Yes.
all love them.
You gotta see the show.
Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and
and
Mike.
Mike.
Come
What?
on. Please, we all knew it.
There we go. There we go. Excuse a little technical difficulty.
Oh,
but, you know,
like
we always
that
get
right
back
there.
on point, right?
That's some grown folks. Little swag right there.
Keep telling you I'm grown. I'm just
see.
born in the wrong era. You know?
Nah. I see your beard getting longer. You growing, son. Come on. Get it. Let's go.
All right, check it. I said, I'm controversial, not commercial, bruh, respect my line. Get yours how you get it, and I'm gonna get mine. A diamond in my own mind, done forever I shine. Staying active as a practice, barely catch me recline. The topic from the introduction, I'm always into something. Anybody telling you different, you know that they frontin'. Stunting is a habit, guess I'm Jackie Chan with the action. Negating negativity, good vibes I'm attracting. Out to bless the microphone soon as the first one passing. And when the next one step up, no choice but to smash it. Take warning, cause everything I display is graphic. The mind of a lunatic, borderline psychopathic. I'm ego tripping in public, they think I'm mentally mad. Thought traveling at the speed of light, I make them look bad. The new wave, F5 hurricane, await the disaster. Top 5 that are alive, no debating the master. Half these rappers I'll be thinking about slinging the master. But in this game of life and death, you shouldn't play with the master. They talk about it, I do it. That right there is the difference. Skeletons in my closet, the body count is ridiculous. Listen, I crush murder, kill and destroy my opponent. Rapper, hater, spectator, anybody that want it. Say the word and you got it. Ain't no holding back now, can't fall back if it's war when you holding the crown. I ain't trapping, real rapping, lyricism is everything. If you can't relate, then you can skate. I'm not hearing anything that you singing to me right now. It isn't important, you got something I wanted, you just might get extorted. Die slow, but ain't no time to waste, I'm killing you faster. Put the rest eternally, all of you miserable bastards. Lyricism's the religion, make way for the pastor. Live from the 914, D Nasty the master.
Straight D, nasty. That's hot grits. Hot grits.
Woo! You should know who D Nasty is.
yeah.
Forever the nastiest. After this, you
Wow.
know who D Nasty
I wish I could do that.
I
need to go back to school.
After this, you gonna know who D Nasty is. From Mount Vernon to Manchester, they say I'm magnificent, laid back, saying calm, but I still remain militant. Vocals echo out your stereo, my class.
Who's not playing?
Yeah.
My bad.
Nah, it's all good. That was fire. What's that called, bro?
D Nasty the master.
D Nasty the master.
Yeah.
D Nasty, man, you was coming here with these fly hats, man. What's that right there, yo?
This joint called Mazine.